The mansion loomed above me. It was a hulking mass of stone and shadow. Its windows were dark eyes, always watching. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and fear. This was no home. It was a prison disguised as a palace. This was my reality. I was a prisoner within its walls. The mansion was a place of whispers and secrets. Every corner seemed to hold the unseen gaze of someone or something watching. The silence was always heavy, broken only by the echo of footsteps in long, empty corridors. My name is Ethan, and I was only 8 years old when they brought me here. They called it a school, a place of learning and enlightenment. But I knew the truth. It was a cage gilded with lies. Every aspect of our lives was controlled. We woke, ate, studied, and slept according to a rigid schedule. Any deviation, any whisper of dissent, was met with swift and brutal punishment. We were taught to obey without question, to believe without doubt. Despite the constant surveillance, the seeds of rebellion had been sown. The mansion was a fortress, a place where every corner was watched, every movement scrutinized. The cameras were like the eyes of a hawk, always vigilant, always ready to catch any sign of dissent. But even in such a place, the human spirit yearns for freedom. It was in this oppressive atmosphere that the first whispers of rebellion began to take root. Whispers of a world beyond the mansion's walls, a world of freedom and choice, found their way to my ears. The mansion, with its towering walls and iron gates, seemed impenetrable. Yet, the idea of a life beyond these barriers was intoxicating. It was a world where one could make choices, where one's destiny was not predetermined by the whims of those in power. These whispers were like a lifeline, a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak existence. They were faint whispers, easily dismissed as childish fantasies, but I clung to them with all my might. In the dead of night, when the mansion was at its quietest, I would lie awake, straining to hear these whispers. They spoke of lands far away, of people who had broken free from their chains. To many, these stories were nothing more than fairy tales, but to me, they were a promise of something better. I held on to them, letting them fuel my dreams and my resolve. One day, I stumbled upon a hidden alcove in the mansion's vast library. The library was a labyrinth of knowledge, with shelves that seemed to stretch on forever. It was a place where one could easily get lost, both physically and mentally. As I wandered through its dimly lit corridors, I discovered a small hidden alcove that I had never noticed before. It was tucked away behind a row of dusty bookshelves, almost as if it was waiting to be found. There, tucked away behind dusty volumes, lay a small, leather-bound book. It was an unassuming book, its cover worn and faded with age, but there was something about it that drew me in. I reached out and carefully pulled it from its hiding place, feeling a sense of anticipation and excitement. It was as if the book held the answers to all the questions I had been asking. Its pages contained a story of courage, of defiance, of escape. As I turned the pages, I was transported to another world. It was a world where people fought for their freedom, where they stood up against tyranny and oppression. The story was filled with tales of bravery and sacrifice, of individuals who refused to be broken by their circumstances. It was a story that resonated deeply with me, one that mirrored my own desires and dreams. It was the story of a young boy who dared to dream of a life beyond the confines of his world. It was my story. The boy in the book was a reflection of myself, a symbol of my own hopes and aspirations. He faced many challenges and obstacles, but he never gave up. His determination and resilience inspired me, giving me the strength to continue dreaming of a better future. The story was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and with hope, anything is possible. The book held more than just stories, it held a map. This map was unlike any other, for it was not a guide to a physical location but a blueprint of something far more intricate and elusive. Not a map of the physical world, but a map of the mansion's inner workings, its secret passages and hidden tunnels. Each line and symbol represented a path to be taken, a door to be opened, a secret to be uncovered. It was a map etched not on paper, but in my mind. Every detail was burned into my memory, every twist and turn, every hidden door and secret passage. It was as if the mansion itself had whispered its secrets to me, revealing its true nature. It was a map to freedom, a way out of the darkness and into the light. But the path was fraught with danger and the stakes were high. One wrong move, one misstep, and all would be lost. I memorized every twist and turn, every hidden door and secret passage. I studied the map day and night, tracing the routes with my fingers, committing each detail to memory. It became an obsession, a lifeline, my only hope of escape. It became my lifeline, my only hope. The map was my guide, my beacon in the darkness. It gave me the strength to keep going, to keep fighting even when all seemed lost. But escape was impossible alone. The mansion was too vast, too complex for one person to navigate alone. I needed help, allies who shared my thirst for freedom. I needed help, allies who shared my thirst for freedom. I began to observe, to listen, to identify those whose spirits had not yet been completely broken, those who still had the fire of rebellion burning within them. I began to observe, to listen, to identify those whose spirits had not yet been completely broken. I watched their movements, their interactions, looking for signs of defiance, of hope. I listened to their whispers, their secret conversations, searching for allies in my quest for freedom. Slowly I began to form a plan, a way to escape the mansion's grasp. But it would take more than just a map and a few allies. It would take courage, determination, and a willingness to risk everything for the chance at freedom. And so, with the map in my mind and a growing group of allies by my side, I prepared for the journey ahead. The path would be long and treacherous, but the promise of freedom was worth any risk. Together we would navigate the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, uncover its secrets, and find our way to the light. The map was our guide, our hope, our salvation, and with it, we would find our way to freedom. Finding allies within the mansion's walls was like searching for flowers in a wasteland, but I was determined. Slowly, cautiously, I reached out to other children, sharing whispers of hope and rebellion. There was Maya, whose eyes still held the spark of defiance, and Ben, whose quiet strength belied a burning desire for freedom. Together we formed a pact, a silent vow to escape the clutches of our captors. The night of the escape arrived cloaked in a veil of mist and anticipation. My heart pounded in my chest, a drumbeat of fear and exhilaration. We moved like phantoms, our footsteps silent on the cold stone floors. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside the windows sent shivers down my spine. But fear was a luxury I could not afford. I clung to the map etched in my mind, guiding my friends through the labyrinthine corridors. The taste of freedom was exhilarating. As we sprinted across the dew-kissed grass, the mansion's oppressive shadow receded with every stride. The world was a symphony of sounds and sensations I had almost forgotten. The chirping of crickets, the scent of pine needles, the coolness of the night air on my skin. We ran until our lungs burned and our legs screamed for mercy, the memory of our captivity fueling our flight. We ran towards the dawn, towards a future yet unwritten. I am no longer that scared child trapped within those walls. I am a survivor. Those walls, once towering and oppressive, no longer hold power over me. They were the boundaries of my fear, the limits of my world. But now, I have broken free from their grasp. I have stepped out of the shadows and into the light. The journey was not easy, and the memories still haunt me. But I am stronger now. I have faced my fears and emerged victorious. I am no longer defined by my past, but by my resilience and my will to survive. I am a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within us all, the spirit that yearns for freedom, for choice, for a life lived on our own terms. This spirit is what drives us forward, even when the path is uncertain and the future is unclear. It is the fire that burns within us, the light that guides us through the darkest of times. It is the voice that whispers in our ear, telling us to keep going, to never give up. And it is this spirit that has brought me to this new dawn, this new beginning. I am not alone in this journey. There are others who have walked this path before me, and there will be others who will follow. Together we are stronger. Together we can overcome any obstacle. Our escape was just the beginning. It was the first step on a long and arduous journey. We left behind the darkness and the fear, but we also left behind everything we knew. We stepped into the unknown, with nothing but our hope and our determination to guide us. The road ahead was fraught with challenges, but we faced them head-on. We learned to rely on each other, to support each other, to lift each other up when we stumbled. And with each step we took, we grew stronger, more resilient, more determined to reach our destination. The road ahead is long, and the scars of our past run deep, but we are free. free to choose our own path, to make our own decisions, to live our own lives. The scars are a reminder of where we have been, but they do not define us. They are a part of our story, but they are not the whole story. We are more than our scars. We are survivors, warriors, fighters. We have faced the darkness and emerged into the light. And now, we are ready to face whatever comes next. We are ready to build a new future, one brick at a time. And in that freedom, we find the strength to heal, to hope, to rebuild our lives brick by fragile brick. Each brick represents a step forward, a small victory, a moment of triumph. It is a slow and painstaking process, but it is also a labor of love. We are not just rebuilding our homes, we are rebuilding our lives, our dreams, our futures. And with each brick we lay, we are reminded of our strength, our resilience, our determination. We are reminded that we are capable of great things, that we are capable of overcoming any obstacle, that we are capable of creating a better future for ourselves and for those who come after us. We are living proof that even in the darkest of places, the light of hope can never be extinguished. It may flicker, it may waver, but it will never go out. It is a beacon that guides us through the darkness, a light that shines in the distance, a promise of a better tomorrow. And as long as we hold on to that hope, as long as we keep moving forward, as long as we keep believing in ourselves and in each other, we will find our way. We will find our way to a new dawn, a new beginning, a new life. And in that new life, we will find the peace, the happiness, and the freedom that we have always dreamed of. We are not just survivors, we are thrivers. We are not just living, we are thriving. And this is just the beginning of our journey.